What's up, everyone out there? Welcome back to the Phantom Snack YouTube channel. I am back with another review, and I know that I haven't been as consistent as I wanted to, and with the 5-year anniversary of me doing this channel coming up soon, I will come out with a video explaining what the plans are for 2022, but for right now, let's just get into the review, because this is a good fucking movie. So, I was about to say this week, but I don't do these weekly. This review is on Last Night in Soho, released this year in 2021, starring Anya Taylor-Joy, Thomas McKenzie, Matt Smith, who is the 11th Doctor, which reminds me that I need to review Doctor Who again soon. God fucking damn it. But ignoring that, we have this, and this film is directed by Edgar Wright. So, my opinion on this film is I think that it's really good. You know, it's a almost psychological horror thriller-ish type thing. And, I think it's very well done, because if I were to, you know, say the basic plot of this, we have Thomas McKenzie, who is this girl who decides to go to fashion college in London, and, you know, she experiences problems there because she's usually like a shy, reserved girl who lives out in the country, but then she's getting like these flashbacks to Anya Taylor-Joy from the 1960s, and you get a film that tells a really good and emotional story through two different timelines, and I really do enjoy it. One of my favorite things about this film is the direction by Edgar Wright. You know, he's obviously super stylized, as I talk about in Shaun of the Dead, which I did not plan on reviewing this after Dawn of the Dead. But he has such a knack for, like, stylization and stuff like that, and this film shows it. The editing and, like, seeing these different perspective shifts as we see, like, Thomas McKenzie see what's happening in the 1960s with Anya Taylor-Joy's character is very riveting to see, and I like that it tells two separate stories that are similar but different because of the time periods that they take place in. Because the Anya Taylor-Joy one, where, you know, she doesn't emote that much, but she's still very good as this character, especially later on when you see what the climax is to that story arc with her. But we have the story about this girl who moves to London to try to get famous, but then due to other stipulations and things like that, she, you know, ends up having her body used in ways that she didn't want to, and she didn't want what happens to her, which is a really tragic story that I think plays out very well. And then we have Thomas McKenzie, who you relate with her right away, and the ending really makes you feel like, yeah, because she's like a shy student trying to just make it big, and this relationship with her grandmother because her mother died, and all of that I really do enjoy. And the acting is very good. Thomas McKenzie, at first I was like, you know, I've seen this kind of plot before, but she's doing a really good job at playing the shyer college student girl, and especially with the way that her character is almost psychologically tortured, she really does have good reactions and things like that. And, you know, some problems with, like, smartness of characters and stuff like that, you know, it happens in horror, but I would say these characters are pretty smart with what the decisions they make are. And then you have the plotline with Anya Taylor-Joy, which I already mentioned that she's pretty good with it. Not a lot of speaking parts, but the fact that we get, like, through mirrors and very stylized footage of seeing the different perspectives, we get to see Thomas McKenzie's reaction to what's going on with her, and as the movie progresses, Anya Taylor-Joy's character in the past keeps changing, and her attitude just gets deeper depressing. It's a sad and very well done story, I think. And then Matt Smith, who does this heel turn with his character, because he's the 1960s character, and, you know, I just know him as the 11th Doctor, obviously, but in this, he actually does put in a different performance where I see that, because at the beginning, he starts off friendlier, but then his character makes a shift turn, which he's very good at playing that character. You realize that he's just kind of been not the best person the entire time, which I do enjoy. And then, you know, the stylization with the directing is also just amazing. I love all of the directing and editing choices that Edgar Wright tries to do. And if I would have to bring up problems with the film, I would say that the story is good, if a bit muddled at sometimes, because not giving away spoilers, but there's this big question of like psychological torment and stuff like that, because not psychological torment, but just psychological effects, because Thomas Mackenzie's character, her mother had the same problems she did, and she has like a bit of psychological problems, and you're questioning, is this really true, what's happening to her? And we're never, with the Anya Taylor-Joy stuff, and we're never really given a direct answer to what it is. I feel like it's a bit confusing at the end, but then you have some movies which over-explain the stuff, which makes me care less, where this one under-explains, but I think it's still better for doing that. And especially there's like this end twist reveal, which I did like, but I feel like it almost came out of nowhere. It kind of came out of nowhere, but I still thought it was an impressive twist, and especially with how the film ends with Thomas Mackenzie's character, I feel like it was like, yeah, a nice wholesome ending. But no, I definitely do recommend this film. It is very good, very stylized, nice direction, and it has a very good story plot, if it's a bit muddled. But the thing is, this is a new original property that came out, and a lot of people saying that the horror moments in this don't really work. I think they work fine. Sure, they're not the scariest, but I feel like the imagery itself is very provocative still, and especially with how certain scenes play out, I did like that. But I do think that it is just a bit muddled, but I feel like this movie didn't make money, which sucks, because this movie is good. It's a new original idea. It's just not a sequel to anything, which I'm fine with doing big franchises and sequels, but sometimes I want to see new stuff, which this is. But I highly do recommend it. All the performances are great. The direction from Edgar Wright is great. I do highly recommend this. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe down below. Make sure to please tell me what you thought about the review and the movie yourself. Everybody has their own opinion, and I would like to hear yours. And, yeah, see you next time.